What's up, Gary? If you can hear me, just go ahead and let me know in the chat. Looks like we're all good for Friday. I know we're starting about an hour early, but I did a little survey yesterday, just finding out if people want to go live a little bit earlier, and it looks like the majority of people did, about 90% did. So we're going to be getting started here in about 7 minutes just to do a quick sound check. It looks like Gary says he can hear me fine. Magnus says count down. We're going to be about 7 minutes away, and we're going to be getting started at the top of the hour. Thank you, Gary. Good morning, Kat. Good morning, Steve. We're going to be getting started here in about 3 minutes. I know we went about an hour earlier today, but hopefully we still get a decent turnout. If not, I know plenty of people are going to see the replay. So just sit tight. We'll be getting started here at the top of the hour. What's up, Steve? What's going on, Sue? Welcome, Daryl. What is up, Quote? Hello, Ann. Jesse, welcome. All right, everyone. It looks like we are here at the top of the hour. So let me jump on over to my camera and welcome you all to Friday. This is day number 5 of the One Funnel Away Challenge. For those of you who don't know really what's going on, maybe you're showing up live or you're watching the replay of this on YouTube. Here at Alphapreneur, I'm Chris Luck. I'm the founder of Alphapreneur. It's a private community for entrepreneurs where we help entrepreneurs get the results that they truly want in their lives. And right now, there's a big challenge going on called the One Funnel Away Challenge that Russell Brunson is putting on with ClickFunnels. And as a community with Alphapreneur, we're actually, as a community, going through the One Funnel Away Challenge together. And if you don't even know what a funnel is, I just recommend going to the link you see below in the description. It'll take you over to kind of learn about the challenge. If registration is still open, you can still take it. But pretty much if you're trying to sell anything online at all, or you're trying to get leads or anything like that online for your business, or you're wanting to start a new business, the One Funnel Away Challenge is going to be something for you. So what we're doing is we're going through the challenge one day at a time. So at around 11 o'clock Central Time, Russell goes live for the One Funnel Away Challenge, and then once he's done and is finished going live, he has kind of a mission for all of us to complete as we're going through the challenge together. So then I kind of work on putting my notes together because I show up to him when he goes live, and then I take notes, and then we go over the notes right now. Right now we're going live at 1 p.m. Central. We were going live at 2 p.m. Central, but I wanted to go live an hour earlier because it was Friday, and then I just wanted to kind of hit the ground running, because there was a big delay between when Russell went live and when I went live. So I'm trying something different and going live a little bit earlier and seeing how this goes. But the replay is going to be made available. So if you can't sit through this whole thing, or you want to come back and watch it later, the replay is actually made available inside of Alphapreneur. And just so you know, if you're not familiar yet, again, you can just go to alphapreneur.com. And if you're not yet a member of the online community, then you can go there and go ahead and just put in your email and try it out and see if it's for you. And if you are here and you're here live and you are a member, just go ahead and say member in the live chat, so we all know who is a member and who is not. And let me go ahead and show you inside of Alphapreneur. So once you get signed up, this is what Alphapreneur looks like on the inside. And like I said, this is a private community. The reason this isn't a Facebook group or anything like that is because there's just a lot of censorship going on right now in the world. And even though people can create Facebook groups and make them private, you're still building your business on rented land being Facebook. And I actually know a lot of people that built businesses with tens of thousands of members in Facebook groups, and the Facebook groups got deleted without any rhyme or reason. So I don't want to do that. So that's why I built Alphapreneur to be its own community. So we're kind of running our own ship here, and nothing is ever going to be shut down, and it's private, and it's just a really great community. So here, when you're inside of Alphapreneur in the community, you can actually go to challenges on the left-hand side, click on OFA, and this is going to be the One Funnel Away Challenge. And again, this is the One Funnel Away Challenge we're all going through together as a community that is happening right now with ClickFunnels. And as you come here, you can actually come down and see right now there's been a few days going on. We start off with day 0 introductions. So everyone that is going through the challenge that is in Alphapreneur, they've all introduced themselves, why they're going through the challenge. If it's their first time, if it's their third time, it's their 30th time going through the challenge. So it's kind of nice because if you click on introductions, you can kind of get an idea of who's in here. And what's really great about Alphapreneur is that you can actually reach out to other members that are going through the challenge. Like you can see there's 77 comments here, which are just the people that did the introductions. But you can reach out to members of Alphapreneur and then message them directly, which is a lot of fun. So that way you're kind of on this journey with somebody else. And then you can see of the previous days. If you want to go back, you can click on like day 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then we're on day 5 right now. I'll just click on day 5 because this is where we're going to be today anyway. But here you can actually see this is where the videos are going to be. So if you don't have time to watch this live, or you want to go back and watch the replay, I actually put the videos directly in Alphapreneur so you can kind of see, what's going on. And it's just one click away. So I have, as always, the one-pager link, and then we're going to get right into my notes. But before I do that, let me go ahead and take a look here at the chat just to kind of see who all is here. Always like to do a big shout out to all the members that take time to show up live. So Gary Frazier is a member, Stone Vet, which I know your name is Daryl. Daryl is a member. Sudoc Ross is a member. Kat O'Connor is a member. Chessie, member. And by the way, Chessie, are you new? Because I'm excited that you're a member. I don't recognize your name though. So let me know if you're new. Magnus is a member. We have Joel Foley as a member. We've got Steve. We've got Kat. Everyone's ready to rock and roll. Chris Liu is here. So thank you so much for taking the time to show up live because I know this is it's hard to take time out of your day, especially if you've got other things going on or you got a full-time job or anything like that, just to show up live and be here. So thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it because when you show up live, that kind of motivates me to keep doing these every day. So going through and we got Charlene just popped in as a member. So thank you all for being here. So let's go ahead and just get right into my notes because we have a lot to actually cover today. Today's session was actually kind of short because it was kind of more about kind of crafting your traffic strategy and the foundation of your traffic strategy. So I have a lot to share with you, and there's a lot of things that were not talked about in today's session in the challenge that I feel like need to be talked about, and there's a lot of things I want to add that I know is going to help make things a lot better and really give you more success as we go through this. So that's one of the big benefits of being here and actually watching the video. There's a lot of resources, and there's some links, and there's actually something I want you to watch this weekend that I did not include in my notes because that's kind of like the part of watching these videos. I like you to show up and pay attention because when you pay attention, I like to reward those that pay attention. So there's some things I'm going to share with you that are not in the notes, and I'll let you know what those are when we get to those. because it's just kind of like my gift to you for being here. So thank you for being here and watching these videos. So my notes is you really want to craft the content that's going to attract your audience. So really think about your customer journey and that they're walking on to really get to their big result. And you want to visualize their journey and how they're getting there. So think about like if someone is like about to climb a mountain and they're standing at the bottom of the mountain and they're looking up at the top of the mountain, knowing the top of the mountain is their big result. Think about all the steps along the way, or like a staircase, or if there's someone's climbing a ladder, like every step they have to climb up the ladder is a step to get to the top of the ladder. So you need to really visualize that, and then know just yourself. You're going to be their guide and you're going to be their voice to get them to their big result that they're trying to get to. And you want to think about the steps that they're taking on their journey to get their big results. You want to craft your content for each of the steps that they're taking, which we're going to get into some examples here in a little bit. And then you also want to celebrate their little results that they're getting along the way to get to their big result. And really imagine in their mind, like psychologically, what are they saying to themselves as they're taking each of the steps? Like what kind of things, problems are they facing? What kind of solutions do they need for each of the steps to get their ultimate big result? So coming on down a little bit further, they talked about filling your funnel with content. And filling your funnel with content, some things that you can do for your funnel is posts and videos and photos, and just really show parts of your funnel. And your content should never be about you. Your content should always be about them. Your content should make your audience look good, feel good, and really just ultimately have a good life. And your goal is to get them to engage with your content and really get them to self-identify. So, better yet, this is something I want to add, is you need to ask them to self-identify, when they're actually nodding their head yes. So whenever they're reading your whatever post you're going to be making on Facebook, you want them to just in their mind, or like maybe they're actually shaking their head yeah, because they know that you are relating to them on a really subconscious level, and then you're going to be their guide. So that's something I always like to do. Every time I write a post, I always like to make sure is there's something in the post that I've written that is making them not just to self-identify, but to mentally like nod their head yes, and talk about the things that they care about most. And when you do this, they will listen to you, and you do not want to jump straight into your offer. Chessie says she is new, so thank you, Chessie, for being a member, and also thank you for being here live on YouTube. You're in for a treat. And Gary's thank you, Gary. Gary says hi, Chessie, you're gonna love this. So and also Magnus says welcome from me too. Awesome. And Sue says welcome, and Steve says welcome. We have a great community, so thank you all for giving Chessie a warm welcome. So you don't want to jump straight into your offer. And then the next thing you want to do is really think about your map and your timeline for the structure of the content that you're going to be posting on social media. So like Rachel mentioned today, that was actually doing the live stream today, she was talking about picking a line or making a map. And these are some, I'm wanted to actually give you a real life example. Instead of saying, this is what you need to do, I like to actually lead with live examples. One thing that I don't like, that I noticed that Russell doesn't do, and that, really hardly very few trainers or very few experts or very few educators do, they don't give you real examples. They always show you, I don't want to say teaching in theory, but they don't give you a real life example. They just say, here's a framework to follow, but they don't fill in the blanks for you. They want you to fill in the blanks, which I think one of the best ways to learn is actually to see someone actually do it, not to just give you the blanks to fill in, but to show you what an example of filling in the blanks would have looked like. So that's what I'm here to do, is to really fill in the gaps, because this is the way that I like to teach. I like to teach by leading by example and not just giving you blanks to fill in and then hope you're going to figure it out on your own. All right. So to pick a line in a map, what does your audience call themselves? So fill in the sentence like, I am a blank. Like the person that you're trying to sell to, your perfect customer, your dream customer, like what are they? Like if you could fill in the blank, what are they? So for example, I could, as I'm going through this, I'm going to actually be building out a funnel to teach people how to be a brand ambassador, but I don't want to make my funnel just to say I am a brand ambassador, because the people that are my dream customers, they're not brand ambassadors yet. They're going to be a brand ambassador, but they're not a brand ambassador yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of make one catch-all funnel, I'm going to take like a slice of a specific niche and really go into that niche and teach those people how to be a brand ambassador. So I don't know yet if I'm going to do photography, because they literally just like finished going live today for today's session, like an hour and a half ago. So I just wanted to come up with an example really quick to show you a live example, but I don't know if I'm going to lead with this or if I'm going to go with something else. But to show you and lead with an example, you would say like, I am a photographer. Knowing photographers would be like one of my dream customers. So what makes photographers feel good? My example would be maybe making some extra money, because a lot of people that are photographers, they're a photographer because they love doing it, but they're just not making a whole lot of money, but they know a lot about photography. So think about then, what do they love? These are things that you need to be asking yourself for your dream customer. So with photographers, I thought, well, they love taking photos, they love buying gear, and they love talking about photography on social media. What do they hate? And then knowing that my dream customer, ultimately what I'm going to sell them is a program and a course and a bunch of other things about being a brand ambassador that's going to help them make money talking about things that they love. So what do they hate? Knowing that ultimately I'm going to talk about making money and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to assume they hate having a boss, being told what to do, and going to work. So what are their problems? So what are the problems of, like, in my mind, I know they're going to be a brand ambassador and about photography, and in the photography world, some problems they're going to be probably thinking in their mind that, oh, this will not work for me, is that they're going to say I'm not an influencer, or I don't have any followers on social media. So then what are their solutions? Well, solution is to be a brand ambassador. By the way, does this help, like giving live examples like I'm doing right now, showing photography as an example? Is this helping you? Just let me know if it does or not. Ted says no examples. I was thinking that as I was watching today. Yeah, because I can't imagine how many people, there's thousands of people going through this challenge right now. How many people probably got fired up because I'll give it to Rachel and I'll give it to Russell. Their enthusiasm and their energy is really high, but they really fall flat when it comes to giving live examples and using live demonstrations. They do a lot of fill in the blank stuff, but they don't actually fill in the blanks for you. So yeah, hopefully this is helping you all out. Gary Frazier says 100%. Magnus says, I love it. Kat says yes. Stone Vet says, yes, really enjoy having the blanks filled in. Absolutely. Quote says, cool. Awesome. So I'll just keep going with this. So coming down a little further, this is stuff they did not talk about today. So this is kind of, I don't want to say more advanced, but this is just my 22 years of selling stuff on the internet and being an entrepreneur for myself. There's a lot of stuff I learned along the way, and I want to share that with you in a format that they did not talk about today. And it's what I like to call my personal dog whistle social media template. So I'm not even going to cover what they talked about. They used a structure, or Rachel used a structure today that was confusing as hell. So I'm not even going to repeat it because it's just going to confuse you. So I just want you to follow this structure because this structure is not confusing. And that is, think about a dog whistle. So if you blow a dog whistle, the only person that can hear it, not a person, the only thing that can hear it is a dog, right? So whenever you're doing a post on social media, you need to make sure that the posts that you make, you need to tailor them so specific that the only person that's really going to relate to that post is your dream customer. So you need to think of it in terms of a dog whistle. So my personal dog whistle social media post template is what I just called this today, is it would be like 3 steps. So step 1, where it has this really long, sorry, you can't see my mouse, where it has this really long kind of blank. This is where you would put in like who they are. So if we're going to talk about photographers, you would do photographers, ... Or you could put, hey, photographers, ... Or you could do attention, photographers, ... And then the next line would say, do you want to, whatever it is you want them to do, like the little step that you're trying to get them to make to get their big result. This is where you would say, do you want to, whatever that is. Then you could say, even if blank. And the even if would be the things that they're in their mind is objections, or I like to call false objections. So for example, my personal dog with social media post example, because I just gave you a template. So my example would be photographers, ... Do you want to make some extra money talking about your favorite gear on social media? Even if you're not an influencer or have a single follower. So does that make sense? Again, photographers, do you want to, And then one of the things that I know that my brand ambassador course that I'm going to sell them and offer them in my funnel is going to be a way. One of the benefits is to make some extra money talking about their favorite gear on social media. Even if, and the objection they're going to have in their mind is, well, this isn't going to work for me because I'm not an influencer, or this isn't going to work for me because I don't have any followers. That's why it's really important that you list out the things that they love, the things they hate, what their problems are, what kind of solutions can you have. The more of those things you can have on a list, the easier it's going to be for you to write these kind of posts. Okay? So this is something you really want to, this is like a writer downer, because not only is this template that you can use right now going to work for you as you go through this challenge, but this is a social media template you can use for the rest of your life on social media, on anything that you post, that's going to be super effective. So to show you, like, outside of this whole challenge thing, so let's take a break from the challenge and jump over to, let's say, my Facebook page for Alphapreneur. So I stopped posting on the Facebook page for Alphapreneur last year because I like to go all in on one platform and make that platform work really well before I go into another platform. Facebook was doing okay, but I tested out Google middle of last year and it was killing it, like blowing Facebook away for the goals that I was trying to hit. So I stopped Facebook for a while. Then I went over to Google, and then I was all in on Google. Well, now I'm coming back to Facebook because I got Google pretty much automated now. So I'm coming back to Facebook, especially during this challenge, and I'm going to be doing a lot on Facebook as you're gonna see through this challenge and then moving forward. So just to show you some of these posts that, like me just talking about the dog whistle template right now. Thank you, Sue. Sue says, love the dog whistle post template. So to show you that I actually lead by example, but actually do it myself. So for instance, these are what I like to call engagement posts. So this is not about selling anything. This is about me reaching my perfect audience, my perfect customer, which for Alphapreneur and for these posts, my perfect customer is going to be entrepreneurs. That's my dream customer for Alphapreneur. Why is that my dream customer? Because Alphapreneur is a private community for entrepreneurs. They'll help you get the results you truly want in your life. So that's why these posts are like that. So I could start off by saying entrepreneurs, ... Feel like time is running out? Remember what I said earlier when you want to write something that is like making them nod their head yes? So this is an example of that. Then I say today's video is for you. And I love to use emojis in my posts. I didn't talk about that yet either, but I always like to use emojis and I try to keep, when I make posts, make them like 3 or 4 lines, no more than 4 lines maximum. Because when they're viewing the post on a mobile device, anything more than 4 lines is going to have the little, like they have to click read more to expand the post. And I don't want that. So I just want them to see what I want them to see. I want them to stop. I want them to nod yes. And I want them to engage in my post. So just to go through, and you can see this by just looking up my Alphapreneur Facebook page and look at my previous post. I mean, this is no joke. Like the kind of engagements that I was getting on this, like entrepreneurs, do you feel like giving up? Today's video is for you. 26,000 people reached, 1,000 engagements. Entrepreneurs, do you want to win? This video is for you. 25,000 people reached, 625 engagements. Entrepreneurs, hitting a plateau? Today's video is for you. So you can see as I go through this, now when you go to my Facebook page, you're not going to be able to see the stats where it shows how many people reached engagements. The only reason I'm seeing that is because I'm logged in right now. And I own the page, so that you're not going to see that data. You're just going to see, how many engagements and comments and shares. But overall, these are the stats just to show you like this dog whistle template that I'm talking about. Not only is it a template you should follow, but this is a template that just absolutely crushes it. And this wasn't talked about in today's challenge. This is the kind of stuff that you're just going to get by kind of watching my YouTube videos as we go along with this challenge. And that's always my benefit with doing these videos for you, is to really just give you as much really knowledgeable, actionable advice that has taken me decades to figure this kind of stuff out, and just pass it along to you for free. So that is my dog whistle template stuff. Magnus says, excellent example. The transparency and clarity wins. Thank you so much. And that's the part that makes folks look phony. Yeah, I don't want to say Russell or Rachel or anything is phony. They're definitely not. I just wish they would take the time to give you real life examples, because I know that would just make it much easier for you to understand as the student learning from the teacher. All right, so going down a little further, so Rachel today talked about types of posts that you could make. So she broke it down into 3 buckets: photos, videos, and conversation starters. So for photos, she said you could use, she's just talking about types of different, for people that are totally new to social media and totally new to posts, they have no idea what you could do on social media. You could do square photos, you could do 3D photos. The way to do 3D photos, you got to take photos in portrait mode, like with your iPhone or an Android device. And then when you do that and you upload to Facebook from your mobile phone, it'll say, do you want to make this 3D? That's how you do 3D photos, which she didn't talk about that either today. She just said, you do a 3D photo. You realize how many people are probably like, how do you do a 3D photo? That's how you do it. 360 photo, same thing. You would just take your phone and put it in panorama mode, and same thing. Take a photo, upload to Facebook from your mobile device. It's going to say, do you want to make this a 360 photo? You say yes and move on. Tall photo is just taking it like long ways. So instead of holding your phone here, let me switch over here. So instead of holding your phone like this to take a photo, you'd be holding your phone like this. And then to do a panorama is like on your phone, you like choose panorama view, and then you would like go like that. Okay. So that's how you do all that. So going back over to the screen, you can also, the tall photo just talked about. Screenshot would be like to take a screenshot of your computer. If you don't know how to take a screenshot of your computer, by the way, like of what's on your screen, on your monitor, there's a million applications out there you could do to do it. I'm not going to go into it, but if you just want to go to Google, you could type in like how to take a screenshot on a Mac, how to take a screenshot on a PC, and you'll find all kinds of things that you can do. There's shortcut keys and stuff, but I don't know all that. Videos. So videos, you can do animated GIFs. You can do a 15-second reel style video, which I've never done. You can do a 30 to 90 second tip video. You could do a 3-minute plus video. You could do like a Facebook Live. I saw some things were coming through the chat, so I just wanted to take a look to make sure all of you that are here live, everything is making sense. Kat says, yikes, so effective. Kat says, I feel like most of the questions, well, you're in the right place at the perfect time then, because I'm hopefully helping you out. Steve says, I believe there will be a pitch for getting more help from ClickFunnels. It just seems like it's leading to that. By us being an Alphapreneur, you answer all the questions and coach us for no extra charge. Exactly. You'll never have to worry about not knowing anything. Sue says, I did not know about that 3D photos. Do 3D photos get more engagement? Yes, 1000% they do. Magnus just shared a tip on a Mac, you do Command Alt +4, the 4 key, and that'll screenshot your whole screen into a JPEG. Really cool tip there. Thomas says, I usually just type in snipping tool and then click on new. Stone Vet, which is Daryl, I also said what Magnus said. And Magnus said, sorry, Command Control +4. So yeah, you could just go to here. A lot of people want to know what I use, so let me just show you. If you go to Google and type in Droppler Chrome extension, this is what I use to actually do screenshots. It's a Chrome extension. So you got to have a Chrome browser, but it's called Droppler, DROPLR.com. This is not in my notes or anything. This is just part of being here on the video and watching the YouTube video. I like to just randomly share all kinds of tips, tricks, tools, and resources with you, just as my gift to you for watching. So that's what I use, Droppler. All right, so here, I'm actually going to put it in the chat too. So Droppler, there. I just added it to the chat. Droppler is what I use. Okay, so conversation starters, this would be where you could just do things like ask a simple question. This is an example I want to share with you because, again, they use fill in and blanks, but they don't give you examples. And that bothers me. So they said, you're a blank when you blank. And then she moved on. It's like, give examples. So, for example, Jeff Foxworthy, he built his whole empire off of building, you're a redneck when and then blank. And then that was like his jokes. And he multi-millionaire from doing jokes like that. So he was like the redneck joke guy. And that's what he did. You're a blank when you blank. So anyway, I just want to share that. I thought that was pretty funny. And then you can also ask them to give advice. So in your posts on social media, on Facebook, in this example, just ask them for advice. So for if I was going after photographers, I could be like, photographers, ... And then I would probably include like a little emoji, like that's like a camera or something. Or there's actually an emoji of a person doing a selfie picture now, which is pretty funny. So you could do like photographers, ... What is your favorite camera lens and why? And then comment below. So it would be like 3 lines. That would be the post on social media. Or if it's you're in weight loss and you're trying to, here, let me switch over. I feel like this is more personal whenever I switch over to this, to my camera. So you're not looking at my screen the whole time. So you could also do like for weight loss. If you're going after, I don't know, women that are trying to do intermittent fasting, which Tim Hood, if you're watching this, I know you were in that space. I don't know if you're still in that space or not. But you could be like, attention women, or attention stay-at-home moms, ... What is your biggest tip for intermittent fasting? Or what intermittent fasting routine or schedule are you on and why? So not only ask them a question, but ask them a question and have them explain their answer. This is something else that wasn't talked about today. The reason you want to have them explain their answer is because in Facebook's algorithm, the longer of a comment there is that someone makes, the more Facebook is going to give weight to your post being the more weight Facebook is going to give your post to make it show up for more people. Because if people are leaving comments, and I know this because I used to game the Facebook algorithm in a way that you can't do anymore, where you could do giveaways and contests, and you can say, hey, just leave a comment and say in below. And you would have like 500 people leave a comment and say in. But those posts were not really getting a lot of engagement. They were like early on when you could like cheat the system, but you can't cheat the system anymore. But when I noticed they start off getting really good organic growth and engagements, but then it just stopped working. I'm like, how to stop working? They're still getting I'm still getting the same amount of comments, the number of comments, but I was like, I didn't know what I was doing wrong. So then I was like, I'm just gonna have people leave a comment, but then I was giving them what was I doing? The last giveaway that I did, this was like years ago, by the way. But when I could tell this worked really well, and this works really well now, is that when you have someone leave a comment, you have them expand on their comment. So I'll be like, hey, we're giving away, an iPhone, whatever. If you want this iPhone, I wouldn't say just comment in below. I would say, comment, I want this, and tell me why you want an iPhone. And there would be people that would leave comments that are like a paragraph, 2 paragraphs long. It's not going to increase their chances of winning. But I was having now, instead of 300 people saying in, I was having like 200 people say, I want this, but then they would leave like all these paragraphs about why they want it. And then my engagements, my organic growth was like 10x, because Facebook was taking those posts that had the less amount of comments, but more meat in the comments that people were leaving, and they were showing that to more people on Facebook. Just crazy. So anyway, that's kind of a little cool story that is going to help you out there. All right, so where was I? So ask them for advice. Ask them to share a link. So again, you could do the same thing, like what's your favorite intermittent fasting app and why? Please share a link below. Do something like that. And then she also said for conversation starters, you could do a long form blog post, which would be like taking what you would do on a normal blog, but then just making that your Facebook post. So you probably seen Facebook posts where someone's like said something, and then there's like a read more button if you're on your mobile, and you hit read more or whatever, continue or expand. I forgot what it actually says. But then it drops down. It's like, oh my God, this person wrote like 5,000 words. There's a reason for that, because it helps with engagement. And people, when they stop to read your post, the more time they've stopped in the newsfeed in their tracks to spend time on your post, that's I forgot. There's actually a name for that metric, but I forgot what it was, because this is when I was like geeking out on the Facebook algorithm years ago. There's whatever that metric is called. that gives your post a lot of weight too for people to for Facebook to organically share to other people. Is this stuff helpful, by the way? Because I'm getting kind of into the weeds here and sharing with you some stuff that if you're a beginner, you're probably thinking like, oh my God, this stuff is over my head, but I don't want any of this stuff to be over your head. I'm just trying to give you like really, really deep knowledge that I've discovered over a long time of doing this that I feel like it could really help you out. Okay, so coming down a little bit further. So how often should you post? She mentioned at least 1 to 2 times per day. The more you can post, the better. If you really want to get crazy, I would recommend posting like in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening, because you're going to get all time zones across all parts of the world. So if you post in the morning, morning my time is going to be like evening Australia time, and then so on and so on. So if you post like in the morning, the afternoon, the evening, if you're going to do a photo, video, and engagement post, or what they call it, a photo, video, and what they call conversation starter, you would do like photo in the morning, video in the afternoon, conversation starter at night. And then the next day, same thing. You could mix it up like that. But don't do like photo, or video. I was doing it for Alphapreneur because that was just a strategy I was trying to go after. I was trying to actually increase video views because I was actually building up a pixel for my Facebook page, which we'll get into all that stuff later when we get more advanced. But I was building up pixel data for the amount of time people watch my videos. So it's an advanced strategy, but that's why if you look at my Facebook page for Alphapreneur, it's all videos because there was a purpose behind that. Okay, so post at least 1 to 2 times. Let me take a look at the chat because I saw the chat kind of blew up here for a second. Thomas said, when I was asking if this was helpful, Thomas says, yes, thanks. Sue says helpful 10 plus. Kat says, yes. Stone Vet says 20,000 foot view is very helpful. Magnus says, yes. Cool. So 1 to 2 times a day is what they recommend. I would say 3 times a day for the reasons I just mentioned. Make sure you post every single day consistently, Monday through Sunday, like 7 days a week. You don't want to drop off. Same with YouTube. I've noticed with YouTube, this is same with any platform. When you are on someone else's platform, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, any of those, if you're consistent and you don't take any breaks, and the more they're going to kind of reward you, and they're going to share your stuff more often because you're on their platform, really using their platform. So try to be consistent and do it every day. There's some tools you can use to automate everything. I'm not even going to share that with you because you don't need to know all that stuff now, but I'm going to share it with you later. There's automation tools where you can just sit down on a Sunday, load everything all up, and you could post 7 times a day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, if you wanted to, and it'll all be automated. I'll share the software I use when we get to that part, but first you need to do it manually so you can kind of get the hang of just doing it. And then once you kind of get the hang of it, and then I'm going to be doing post 2 on the Alphapreneur page. And when I start automating things, I'm just going to show you what I do to automate, and then you could do the same thing. So you can just copy me. So every single day consistently, we already talked about rotate photo, video, conversation starter. Your goal is to get people to engage with your post. That's the ultimate goal, because Facebook's going to reward you by showing your post to more people when there's more engagement. We already talked about that. Some random thoughts. I'm always going to include random thoughts whenever we do go through this challenge. So some random thoughts, which I actually have more thoughts I'm going to share with you that are not even on this notes list, but I'm going to share with you because you're watching this video. I like to reward people that watch my videos. So random thoughts. So let's cover what's on the notes list, and then we'll get to the stuff that's not on the list. I pressed a button. Did I change anything? We all good? Yeah, we're all good. So random thoughts. Think of things you can do that can make your audience stop scrolling on the news feed on Facebook. Stop and just look at your post. That's your goal. And then save your content. If you could get them to actually like your stuff so much, they're saving it to read it later or to come back to it. That's even more helpful. Give your content a reaction. So if you go to Facebook and you move over the like button, you can do like, love, care, haha, wow, sad, angry. Doesn't matter what reaction they give. Any of these reactions is going to help you. And then leave a comment. And if you can get them to do all of those things, I mean, that's a win for everybody. Your content doesn't have to be perfect. The less perfect it is, the better it's going to be for you. Your content just needs to be valuable. It needs to be relatable to your audience. The more natural, the less professional, the better. Now, again, for Alphapreneur, if you go and look at the Alphapreneur things and you see the videos and all that, that is a completely different strategy than what we're talking about during this 30-day challenge. So as we're going through this 30-day challenge, the post you're going to see me putting on the Alphapreneur page is going to look radically different than what I did on the page before, because you'll see why this is all going to make sense as we move further along. But right now, just know what I'm sharing with you is kind of what you need to do. All right. Ted says, do you use RSS feeds for content? No, do not. Kat says, is that all new material posting 3 times a day? Yes. So Ted says for content ideas. No, I don't. All right. So let me share something with you. A couple things with you. Hang on. I got to sneeze. Excuse me. I muted myself. I think I knocked my hat sideways too a little bit. All right. So let's go ahead, and I want to share some really cool things with you, and we're going to get into Q&A here in the end. So if you can hold your questions to the end, because I want to make sure the things that I have bookmarked that I want to share with you, I don't skip over. So when you're doing post, something that's really powerful that you could do is this could fall under the whenever you're doing a photo post, you could do a meme post. Now, again, today, Rachel mentioned memes are good and powerful, but she didn't go into detail about what you could do with a meme post. And that just bothered me so much. So I want to show you what you can do with a meme post. Thank you, Murthy. Murthy said, bless you. So what you can do is, let's say you are in the photographer space. Let's say I'm going, which I don't know if I'm actually going to be doing photography. I just had to pick an example really quickly to share live examples with you. When we're doing this, but I have a feeling I'm going to go after people that love working out is going to be the type of crowd I'm going to go after to sell my brand ambassador course and all the stuff I'm going to build my funnel for. It's going to be for people that really like working out, but I don't know what they're actually called yet. It's not bodybuilders. I don't want to call them fitness enthusiasts. I didn't know what yet. So photographers was simple. So I'm just use photography as an example. So what you could do here is you could go to Google, and let's say you're looking for photography memes. If you don't know what I'm talking about yet, you'll know exactly what I mean here in a second. So you could type in photographer meme. And then you click on images. We're just on Google here, Google Images. And then so when you're trying to do photo posts, the whole purpose of what you're trying to do right now on your Facebook page is to get engagement, to get Facebook to share your page and your posts with your perfect customer. If your perfect customer is going to be photographers, then you could type in photographer meme, and then you're going to find tons and tons of memes. You could even type in funny photographer meme, and then just start finding some things that you could download and put on your Facebook page. So for instance, like if there is good light, I will find it and I will shoot it. I mean, and what was that, Liam Neeson? So you could like download this meme. You would just take this and download it to your computer, and then you could upload it onto Facebook, and then just upload as a meme and be like, photographers, ... Can you relate to this meme? ? Comment below. Something like that. Now, like I mentioned yesterday, you probably don't want to actually say comment below because Facebook doesn't like it when you're telling people what to do on the platform, but you can experiment with it. You could try it. And if it's not working, just take out the comment below and just say, let me know what you think? ? Something like that. So that's how I recommend doing memes. So you could do funny photographer meme. Let's say if it's a bodybuilders, you could do funny bodybuilder meme. And and a meme is like where there's a picture and then there's usually text on the top of it and below it. Like this right here would be a meme, like where there's a picture with text on the top and the bottom. So Monday, you mean International Chest Day, because everyone works out on their chest in the gym on Mondays, it seems like. So anyway, it's okay, bro. I'm bulking. Like these are funny things, but this is stuff where, let me show you an example. So this stuff I'm sharing with you again was not at all kind of like she mentioned memes like for 0.5 seconds and just moved on like in today's training. And I'm kind of taking a deeper dive to kind of show you the power of memes and how you really would really want to consider using these to build your audience. Okay. I'm going to show you how powerful this really is. So, let me take a look here. Murthy says, I went through several OFA challenges before and landed up in a funnel support group, funnel support, because of that. But this has been really good training from Chris. Hats off. Thank you, Murthy. Really do appreciate it. Steve says, Chris always gives goods. Thank you. So take a look at this. This is the Facebook Audience Insights. And this is where you just go to Google, type in Facebook Audience Insights and find this tool. And you have to have a Facebook account, log in to Facebook. But then you come here and then I'm going to put in, like, I know there's a fitness clothing company called Gymshark that's crushing it. So I could type in Gymshark and it's going to show me all of the related pages that things people like that also like Gymshark. And let's take a look here. There's one called Gym Memes. Now, I kind of set this up ahead of time because I already did this research and that's how I found this. But I want to show you how powerful memes on Facebook really are. So we're going to go to this. It's called Official Gym Memes. And if you want to see this in action yourself, go to Facebook, just search for Gym Memes and find this one. It's Official Gym Memes. Or here, I'm actually just going to grab the URL and put it in the chat. Yes, StoneBet, you nailed it. He said, instead of comment below, how about let me know what you think? That's perfect. Okay, so go. This is something I want all of you to do that's watching this video. Go to what I just put on the screen, facebook.com/officialgymmemes, and then like this page and study it, because you can see that they have 3.9 million people that like this page. But look at this. All it is memes like here to work out. And then it's a gym meme. 8,000 people like this. 1,000 people have commented. 1.1 thousand shares. Coming down further. Bulk season. It's another meme. 6,000 likes. 4,000 comments. 1,000 shares. Here's another one. They're not even calling people out. Like if you take the stuff that I'm sharing with you right now about doing the dog whistle template and then combining that with a meme, and you can get this kind of engagement. I mean, you could crush their engagement numbers by just doing what I'm sharing with you, because we're taking what's working, but we're adding like jet fuel onto the fire or gasoline onto the fire. So you can see here, 4,000 likes, 900 comments, 1,000 shares. Another one, way too relevant. Another gym meme. This whole page is just memes. That's all it is. If you want to see if you can find some that are in your industry, you can also go to Facebook, click on search and type in photography memes. And then just try to find some this way. You want to find the pages that have the most likes. Now, you're not all industries are going to have pages with like millions of likes. The one I just showed you is one of the biggest, which is why I want to share it with you. But if you find any that have like more than 20,000 likes on a page, they know what they're doing. So for instance, we'll just click on a random one, photography memes. So again, not as big of numbers as Jim, but we're in photography now. So this one, and if you see they posted like yesterday or 2 days ago or today, then, and if they're in your industry, like that page, because then you can just build this database of just what I like to call swipe files, where it's just all kinds of things that are working in your space. And guess what? These memes are not trademarked or copyrighted. People just share these amongst social media profiles. So if you want, you could skip the whole going to Google Images route and just go to Facebook and search all the different meme pages that are in your industry where your perfect customer is already hanging out in the pages that your perfect customer already like. And you could come here and just start saving all of these photos, just dragging the photos from Facebook onto your computer and using the same memes. But instead of just saying, ha, no, you can do photographers, ... What do you think of this? Like encouraging people to comment. So this is just, I mean, it's unbelievable. And there's actually, this is even bigger. This whole meme thing is even bigger on Instagram, which they haven't been talking about Instagram on the One Funnel Away Challenge, but because we're only talking about Facebook right now. But Instagram, there's actually profiles on Instagram where all they are memes, like what I'm showing you right now. And they have sold Like companies have bought these profiles for millions of dollars because the reason in these profiles aren't selling anything. They just have the audience. They have the audience that the companies want that they can then sell the things to them for. So that's why it's so powerful. You could literally just make your whole Facebook page if you don't want to do like photos and videos and conversation starters because that's too much. Just do memes and make it only memes because the only thing that you're trying to do right now is get an audience. Just to get an audience on Facebook, because the people that like your page, the people that are engaging, that is going to tell Facebook your page is relevant, your page is important. They're going to share anything that you post on your Facebook page to more people. And then you're also, which we haven't got into yet because this is a more advanced strategy, you're building a pixel. And this pixel you're going to be able to do a lot with later. Okay? So is this making sense? Does this help everybody? Steve says this is gold training. Thank you. You can also, if you just want ideas for memes, you want to come up with your own, which I don't recommend creating your own memes. I could tell you like what software you can use to create a meme and all that, but I'm not doing that. And the reason I'm not doing that is because you don't need to be spending time creating your own stuff. You need to find stuff that's already viral. You need to find stuff that's already working and just use it and make it better. And the way you make it better is to add the dog whistle template stuff that I'm teaching you onto an existing meme that's already been proven to work. All right. Thomas says, yes, memes info is great. 10 plus. Thank you, Sue. All right. So you can also just type in, let's say, memes. Oops. I did not type in memes. Memes. So you can see like and then what's really cool with Facebook is you can even filter and then click on just say only show me pages. So now you're going to find like some of the biggest pages that are on all of Facebook that all they are is memes. Like there's a page just called memes. So super generic, but 20 million people like that page. You click on that. And then even though this isn't in your space, this is part of a whole strategy. Like the majority of the stuff that I do comes from one book. For those of you that know who I know a little bit about me, tell me what book you think all this comes from that I'm about to share with you. I'm grabbing it off my bookshelf. Let's see if anyone guesses the book I'm about to recommend. Taking an idea from one industry and bringing it into another. What book would that come out of? If you all think you know, let me know in the chat. And I'm going to share it with you in a second, but I'm just showing you like this meme page is actually not as good as I would think because it has like 20 million likes, but there's very low comments and engagement, which is not good. I would not recommend using these memes if they have this low of engagement. Sue says Blue Ocean. Gary says Blue Ocean. Blue Ocean Strategy. That is what I recommend. If you have not read this book, if you see this book right now on the screen and if you've not read this book, go to Amazon right now, get this book. I'm not affiliated with it. I'm moving it around because it looks like my lighting is making it hard to read, but it's called Blue Ocean Strategy. The whole idea with this book is to take ideas from one industry that is working, bring it into your industry, and just completely annihilating your competitors. Because if you take something from one industry and bring it into yours, people in your industry aren't used to seeing what you're bringing into your industry. And then your competitors aren't doing it yet. So it is like massive, like pattern interrupt on a whole nother level. So anyway, that's, Blue Ocean Strategy. All right. So where was I? I went really deep down that rabbit hole on memes, so I do apologize, but super powerful stuff. There's one more thing I wanted to share with you before we jump over to Q&A, and that is I want to give you all an assignment. If you have Netflix, if you don't have Netflix, don't worry about it. If you have Netflix, you need to go watch this movie. It's a documentary on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. Again, if you don't have Netflix, don't worry about it. If you have Netflix, this is my assignment for you this weekend. Watch this documentary, The Social Dilemma. What this is all about is I don't even know how they were able to make this documentary. They have ex-engineers that like worked on algorithms at Facebook and Twitter and even like Google and YouTube. They got them all together for this documentary, and they completely opened up the black box and shared all this stuff that's going on behind the scenes, especially at Facebook. They share a lot with Facebook that talks about how the algorithm works, why it works, and the things that they put more weight on than others. And they do it in the context of like just making the mass general public understand how evil a social network like Facebook is. But as a marketer and as an entrepreneur and someone like yourself that is going through the One Funnel Away challenge, that is about to build an empire and use Facebook to build an audience, this documentary will blow your mind. It's going to freak you out, first of all, but it's going to blow your mind and really open your mind up to new ideas that you can bring into your marketing, that you can do to really take advantage of the platform. So I'm not going to really tell you more than that, because I don't want to give you any spoilers. So just go watch it if you haven't done so already. Steve gave me a head blown thing. That's awesome. Thomas says, should I buy the Blue Ocean strategy or the expanded edition? If I have the original one. If they have an expanded edition, get the expanded edition. Overall, the book in and of itself is here. Actually, let me go take a look at it before I tell you exactly. Let me. Sorry, I'm looking it up on my other screen here. I would get the expanded edition. That's actually the one I have. Sorry, I didn't see it on the cover. Yeah, get the expanded edition. It's just don't get the one. There's one called Blue Ocean Shift. That one is not as good, like at all. Just get the original Blue Ocean Strategy expanded edition. And Gary says I have it on Audible. That's awesome. So yeah, hopefully that'll help you out. Okay, so for all you that are here, this is Q&A time. So if you have any questions at all, go ahead and ask them now. I didn't go. Oh, actually, rewind. I did not go over the one pager. That's one thing that I like to do as well. So there is a one pager that they share on each of the days of this challenge. And today's one pager was called Creating Your Content. And there's a 14-minute video where she kind of goes a little more in detail on how to create your post. But again, she did not share a fraction of any of what you really need to know. So you can watch it, just kind of watch it. You might get some ideas, but I guarantee what you just saw in this video is way more than you need to know. But again, I'm arming you with all the tools you need to really just destroy this challenge. So you can come down and see they have, the only thing you can really figure out is to answer some questions for your audience. So I want to give you an example. So I am a photographer. I love photography. I hate having a job. I faced a problem not being able to make enough money. Stories I tell myself I wish I could get paid doing what I love, which is photography. Like really basic. I mean, you could just filling this out, even though this seems very elementary, and this isn't going to really help you. Taking the time to really fill this out does kind of give you some justification on, are you in the right niche? Do you really understand your dream customer? If you can't fill these very basic questions out, you are going to have a really hard time down the road. So that's all you could really do on this one pager is answer those questions. They have all these other things like step 2, do this, but clicking on this kind of stuff doesn't really do anything. I mean, yeah, it looks cool because it's interactive, but I don't know. To be honest, I wasn't impressed at all with the one pager for today, but it is what it is. It takes a lot to impress me. So let's go ahead and if there are any quote says marketers ruin everything. Unfortunately they do. Like really good marketers do, because what they do is they marketers go to the platforms where people are, and they learn how to exploit the platforms to get in front of the people they need to get in front of. And usually by doing that, they end up ruining everything. But it's kind of funny. Gary says, I learned more here today than the OFA session. That's my goal. My goal isn't to just crap on the one funnel away challenge, because it's an amazing challenge. I signed up for it. I paid for it. I recommend all of you go through it. Click the link below in the description on YouTube. If you are not yet going through it, you're going to learn a lot, and you're going to have access to these one-pagers that I just shared with you for every day. There's going to be a lot of probably bonus content that's going to come later at the end of the one funnel away challenge, and it's an incredible challenge. But unfortunately, there is a lot of holes that they're leaving, like gaping voids that need to be filled. And that's where I'm doing these live sessions on YouTube to fill those holes with knowledge that I know. And I'm not just some dude that's like going through this for the first time. For those of you that don't know me, I've been building businesses online since 99. So 22 years now. And that is, that's a long time. And there's a lot that I've learned along the way that I can bring to the table to really help you just not only do well in the challenge, but actually just destroy the challenge in a good way. So let's take a look here at the questions. Magnus says, Gary, me too. Thank you very much. Sue says, I'm really struggling trying to find an image for my menopause weight loss Facebook cover. I found an image I really like, but the image is square and doesn't fit nicely in the 820 by 312. Any ideas? Yes, Sue. Let me show you exactly what I would do. So let me go ahead and pull up your questions so we can all see it. So first I would go to Google Images, and I would type in, well, before I even do that, I will go to Facebook and search Facebook menopause. God only knows what kind of stuff I'm going to get targeted with now for searching menopause. But we're going to search Facebook pages, and I just want to see what kind of images are being used on existing menopause Facebook pages that are of a significant number. So we're just going to open a few of them. So to open a few, I just right click and hit open a new tab. So that's 107,000 likes. Menopause Mayhem Mothers, that's another one. I'm going to open that one. Menopause Whisper, that's another one. I'm going to open that one. Menopause Support Group, I'm going to open that one. Menopause Support, it's another one. And there any other significant ones? Menopause Matters, 94,000 views. We're going to open that one. Okay. So you can't see. Let me bring it in so you can see. I got a lot of tabs open. So I'm going to go through and start clicking on some of these. And what I'm looking for right now, Sue, is I'm looking for people that already have existing menopause pages. What images are they using for their covers? Not only just what images, but in your case, women. About what age are they showing women in the covers? How many are in the covers? Is it just one? Is it three? Is it a group? Are they smiling? Are they sad? Are they happy? You're trying to really be a detective and figure out these very successful pages. What kind of images are they using to really connect with their audience? So there's one. There's another one. So just this lady and a dog. Another one. So a lot of these are focused around one lady, it looks like. There's Alphapreneur, that does not count. So this one looks like three women. I don't even know like what age, what age do you like have menopause? I have no idea. Does anyone know? Let me know if you like what age is menopause. Actually, I could probably just Google this. Google. Where you at, Google? What age is menopause? So unusually early age before 45. So 40 plus, Sue says. Thank you. Okay, so these women, I don't know. I don't think she's 40 plus, but whatever. So what I would do is go to Pexels, PEXELS.com. And then from here, I would type in women over 40. And then I'm trying to find something that looks similar to this. I would not use the same image, even though it might be a stock image. It might be something you could even buy rights to. Would not use the same image because I don't want people to confuse my page with the page that I'm trying to model. I want to find an image that's better. I want that I have the rights to use that just crushes this page. But I'm using this page as like a springboard. So I'm not just like throwing an idea at the wind. So this is a couple women talking. Looks like, oh, that's a really good image actually. So it's gonna be hard to beat. So what if we do just say in over 40 is not considered older. I don't even know what's going to show up here. So I'm just going to say older women talking. This is how I find images. I go to a place like Pixels, PEXELS, because you can just download these for free and use them. You don't have to buy rights or anything, licenses or anything like that. So I'm just trying to find an image of people that are talking that look like they're older in the sense being over 40. This one, but again, I don't want this to be judging, based off of the women in the picture. So I'm trying to find something that, again, matches this. And the only reason I'm doing that is because that's the Facebook page that is one of the most successful based off of numbers of views or numbers of followers. They're kind of younger, but anyway, you get the idea. I want to respect everyone's time and not try to find. I mean, I would spend hours trying to find the perfect picture. You could also go to, if you don't find anything on Pixels, you could go to Google Images and type in. Well, heck, let's just type in menopause group. And then from here, you could actually, within Google Images, you could do tools, size, large. So it's like very large format images. And then you could find an image that looks like you could have the rights to use. So this one looks like it would be this would be an amazing image, by the way. So let's click on this. And then usually when you see a blog like this, and there's like an image right in the middle of a blog post, that's usually, don't know where the image came from, but the fact they're not giving credit to this image anywhere tells me that this is an image they probably got off Pixels. They've already done the research for you, so you could use that same image. If they're not giving credit, 99% chance this is probably just a image you could get for free on the internet. So I would actually use this image. Sue. So what I would do, let me just make it easy for you. I'm going to copy this URL and then share it with you in the comments. So I posted the URL in the comments, so you could actually go here, Sue, and find this image. So what I would do is go here and right click and hit open image in new tab. And when you do that, you have a big image that would be your cover image. Okay. Sue says that is a great image. That's why we have the Q&A, because I don't like to just kind of tell you what to do. I want to try to do it for you. So here, the reason why this is a good image, for those of you that are wondering, is because she said women over 40, but look at the diversity of all the women on here. Perfect. Because you're going to, when you have a Facebook page and you're trying to appeal to a group of, who your perfect customer is going to be, you want to make sure you have more than one person on your cover image that is going, so someone that comes to your page isn't going to see the one person, be like, oh, that's not me. That doesn't look like me. She's not the same nationality as me, or she's prettier than me, or whatever. People judge. So you want to have an image that has more than one person in it, but all the people can kind of be like a group of your perfect customer. All right. So what you could do here, Sue says, you just saved me another 2 to 3 hours. You're welcome. So what you can do here, for those of you that don't know, you could actually, just drag this image to your computer and then jump over to Canva. And then what is the Facebook? Off the top of my mind, I don't know it. You said 820 by 312. That's the Facebook cover image size. So you would do 820 by 312. Oh, you can see that was a recent size I actually did. So here's the image. So this would be your Facebook cover image. I'm just dragging the image we got from Google, and we're going to size it. And then I would make sure they're all in view. And I don't like to have any white space on the left and right side. So I'm just going to try to really fill up the whole image. I don't want to cut their heads off. I don't want it to look like that. So I just kind of drag it in where it looks like that. And then I would even probably say, are you going through menopause? Something like that. Like, I wouldn't just leave it like that. I would put some kind of text on there just to kind of call out your perfect customer. Again, think of it as like a dog whistle. Everything you should be doing on your Facebook page should be like a dog whistle. All right. So that was Sue's question. Does anyone, sorry, let me just get off screen there. If anyone else has any more questions, now is the time to ask, or if you want me to give some feedback, some live feedback, which people would normally charge a lot of money to do stuff like this. But I'm just doing it for free because it's Friday and I feel like I'm just want to help you all out. Let me know. I'll just kind of give it another, 15, 20 seconds to see if anything comes through the chat. And if not, we're just going to call it a weekend and then enjoy the weekend. I'm not going to be here tomorrow or Sunday. I'm taking the weekend off because I just am. And then I'll be back on Monday. And I'm actually probably going to do 1 p.m. again. 1 p.m. kind of worked well because it wasn't a really big gap in between when the ClickFunnels thing, when Russell went live, or today Russell and Rachel went live. When that was over, I definitely had my work cut out for me. I didn't have lunch yet. So because I had to get all my notes together and think about how I'm going to share with you my notes for the day. But I'm going to do 1 p.m. again all next week and just see how the turnout is. Turnout is about half of what it was when I went at 2 p.m., but I know people will watch the replay and everything. I don't mind how many people are here live as long as the replay is powerful and people watch the replay. So being here live, though, if you do have time to make it here live at 1 p.m. Central any day next week, as you can see, being here live has its benefits because then you can interact with me in the live chat and have me answer your questions and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so let me take a look here. Steve says, what is your review for this week? Most important takeaways for us. Good question, Steve. My review for this week is, well, you kind of already heard my little rant earlier. I'm very disappointed that they are not giving Russell and the crew is not giving you enough live examples. They're giving you a lot of fill in the blanks, but they're not showing you examples of filling in the blank, what that would look like. So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be misguided and miseducated because they're not going to know what to do. So I know they have consulting things, kind of like what we're doing now. They're doing this in the Facebook group and in the One Funnel Away Challenge Facebook group. But the problem with Facebook, they can't answer questions like we're doing it live, and they can't make it as interactive as I'm doing it right now with you. So that's the big takeaway. Well, that's not a takeaway. That's just me ranting. I would say what I like really the most about this week, and my biggest review for the week, is I like how they're very focused on, because I've gone through the One Funnel Away Challenge multiple times in the past. And what I like about this challenge is it's focused on just an information. You're building out a funnel to sell information. Okay. And if you're not an expert, which they didn't talk about this, but I did for you. If you're not an expert, you want to build a funnel, whether it be your first or your next or whatever, and you're not an expert, you don't want to create content, but you want to do it, there's so many options out there. The biggest one is you could use private label rights and use that for the content for your funnel. So you're pretty much like the person pulling the strings. You're creating the funnel, you're creating the Facebook page, you're building the audience, but you're sourcing the content. And you can source the content in a lot of different ways. PLR is the best. It's the fastest. You don't have to worry about contacting experts and trying to negotiate stuff from them, and because everyone usually wants to get paid more than what they're worth, but that's for another conversation. So you just, I like that they're really focusing on just building one funnel that's all about delivering information. The fact that they're doing that, for the One Funnel Away Challenge, it's going to be, I think they're going to get a lot more success stories out of it because they're not using a lot of different examples. They're not jumping from like, here's what you would do if you're doing a supplement funnel. Here's what you would do if you're doing a webinar. Here's what you would do. It's just, we're going to build one funnel together and they're just walking you through the steps. So that's my biggest review for the week. I'm excited for what's to come. And the fact that they're teaching information and they're showing you're going to build a funnel about teaching information. I've been in the information industry for a very long time, so I have a lot I can bring to the table to help add more benefit to this challenge kind of alongside it. So I'm excited for all of you that you get to go through all that. Let me know if that was helpful, Steve. I don't know if I answer your question like you probably thought I was, but there, as far as takeaways too, there's just a lot of there's all my notes. There's a lot of takeaways you can just get out of my notes. Magnus says, amazing session again. Many thanks, Chris. You are many welcome. Thomas says, enjoy your weekend. Thanks for the help. You're welcome. Gary says, excellent material here today. Appreciate it. Today I thought was my favorite session that I did for all of you this week. Hopefully you found it helpful. And I'm not wearing a hoodie because I'm not going to the gym today. I'm taking the day off because I'm sore as hell from the rest of the week. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend, Chris. Thank you. By the way, I hope you all enjoy your weekend. And I just cannot emphasize enough how much I appreciate all of you taking the time to be here with me live on the live chat and interact with me. Because if we only had like 2 or 3 people here live, I probably wouldn't be doing these live. I would pre-record these and just like upload them to YouTube like everyone else does. But I'm showing up live. As long as there's a handful of you that show up live, I don't care if there's 5 people that are here. Actually, I don't care if there's even 2 people. If there was just 1 person here that I could talk to, that's all that matters. But I know this video is going to live forever on YouTube, so more people are going to see it over time. But if you're watching the replay of this, that is why it's so important that you show up live, because this live interaction in the live chat is what really guides where these videos go. If there's only 1 or 2 people here, I'm going to answer questions and help 1 or 2 people that are here live. But the more people that are here, the more questions are going to be brought to the table, and the more I'm going to be able to help all of you. So if you are watching the recording of this, make sure you come show up live. And then if you don't know how to show up live, just go to the YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Alphapreneur. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on notifications, and then you'll get notified when I go live and just show up. Ann says, what's your best source of PLR? It is Google, honestly. You just go to Google, and because there's a lot of PLR websites that are coming and going. So just whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for menopause books, or I know you're not doing menopause. I know Sue is, but I just, that's what came to mind. You would type in like menopause PLR. That's all you would type into Google, and then just start clicking on everything that's popping up in the search results. And then you're going to find an endless amount of PLR content. So not one source specifically. It would just be Google in general. Have a great weekend. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. You're very welcome, Daryl. Thank you so much for being here. Great group of people here at Alphapreneur. I agree. This group's only going to get more powerful. 10, thank you so much. Oh, by the way, for those of you that want to get my help outside of just these live streams, like let's say you're watching the recording of this, you're like, man, I want to ask Chris some questions, but I can't make 1 p.m. Central. Like, and some days I might even change it up. It might not always be 1 p.m. Central, but it's going to be 1 p.m. Central at least all next week. But if you're like, man, I have, you maybe have some questions for me and you want me to help you and give you some guidance like I did for Sue, what you can do, you go to alphapreneur.com. You go ahead and put here, let me make it where you don't have to see all my tabs I had open. You go to alphapreneur.com, just put in your email, and then you sign up. This is what Alphapreneur looks like on the inside. So again, it's a private community for entrepreneurs. And the whole thing is, the whole reason for this community is to help you get the results that you want in anything it is that you do as an entrepreneur. So right now, for the purpose of this video, we're doing the One Funnel Away Challenge. So you go specifically to the One Funnel Away Challenge within Alphapreneur. And then from here, you go to whatever day that you're on. Like right now, we're on your traffic strategy, and you can watch the recording of this. But what I want you to do is, if you have any suggestions or help or anything that you want to talk to me about or anyone else about, come to the bottom and just leave a comment, because I get notified on my phone. I get an email. I get notifications on my browser when a comment is left on anything that I post in Alphapreneur, and I will help each and every one of you that leave a comment that needs help with anything. That's the whole purpose of Alphapreneur. I do these videos and put them on YouTube just to kind of help the masses. But if you want personal one-on-one help, you can, if you don't show up live, you can go into Alphapreneur, and that's like the pulse of the community. And that's the purpose of the community, is where we all help each other. And by the way, for those of you that are here that are members of Alphapreneur, like give me a rating for the people watching this video that are not a member on a 1 to 10 rating, 1 being like Alphapreneur sucks. I'm sorry, but if it does, let me know. And 10 being like Alphapreneur rocks. like let me know. And then I'm going to share your rating on screen. And I'm not paying anyone to show up live to leave me ratings or anything like that. These are all real members that you can actually connect with inside of Alphapreneur. So MS says, thanks, Chris. Finally figured out how to comment on YouTube on my phone. Super helpful as always. 10. Thank you so much, MS. Great lessons. You're very welcome. Happy I could join in, Thomas says. 5:17 a.m. here in Tokyo. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully I made it worth it for you to show up. So Ann says, great session. 10. Thank you so much. Big takeaway for the week from Ted is that it took a long time to realize you need to sell an offer, not a product. That is an amazing takeaway. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Ted, because everyone needs to hear that. So what Ted's referring to is if you're selling a product, let's call it a fat burner pill, right? Even though you shouldn't be building a physical product funnel during this, but whatever. If you're selling a fat burner pill, instead of just trying to sell a product, you need to sell an offer where you think of other things that are other solutions that people are going to need to complete their steps along their journey to get their big result. Big result, losing weight. And then you package all those together in one neatly packaged offer. So what they're buying, they're getting the fat burner pills, but they're also getting bonus 1, bonus 2, bonus 3, bonus 4, and they're getting the whole package whenever they buy. So yeah, that's what Ted's referring to. And that is a huge takeaway. Sometimes said I've been doing this for so long, there's some things that I just overlook. That's one I actually overlooked. So I'm glad you mentioned that, Ted, because I wanted to, anytime any one of you mention anything that I feel like it needs to be showcased and talked about, I'll let everyone know. So thank you, Ted, for sharing that. Kat says, PLR, I looked up on Google, were not before 1923. So PLR stands for private label rights, and that's just anything. There's people out there. Let's say if I wanted to be in the business of selling PLR to you, I would just hire writers to make me a bunch of books or content or videos or whatever. And then I would pay writers to write me something. But instead of me selling to the consumer, I'm selling to people like you, which is a business owner or an entrepreneur that is wanting to resell the stuff. So that's what PLR is. What you're referring to is anything before 1923 is public domain. So public domain is any type of published work before 1923. You actually have the rights to use without paying for it. So an example like Walt Disney, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Frozen, all of those were actually stories from the public domain that Walt Disney took and just made them his own. So Frozen was actually called The Snow Princess, and it was a very, very old story that he took and then made Frozen. So that's the difference between PLR. Tom, okay, so this is whenever I ask, like, for members of Alphapreneur, could you rate, like, what do you think of Alphapreneur? So Thomas said 10, Gary said 10 plus, Stone Vet said 10, Cat 10 for sure. You did make it worth it. Thank you so much, Thomas, for being here at 5:17 in the morning. Joe Foley, 10 plus. Thank you, Fator, for a 10. Steve says, can you show example of that going forward? Don't know what you want me to show you an example of going forward. This is the last question, by the way. So Steve, if you, because otherwise we would never wrap up. So Steve, if you can let me know, what do you want me to show you an example of? And I would be happy to show you an example of what you want me to show you an example of moving forward. So I'm just going to give Steve a second to see if he responds. And if he doesn't, we're going to wrap it up. And then while we're waiting, I'm just going to plug Alphapreneur again. So again, you could just, if you're not yet a member and you're watching this video, just go to alphapreneur.com. Again, it's a private online community for entrepreneurs. This is where you can go to really get the results that you really want in your life and get help from myself and thousands of other entrepreneurs that are inside of Alphapreneur. And then I showed off what Alphapreneur looked like. So this is what it looks like. You come in here, you go to whatever section it is. We have all kinds of different areas. Like we have sections for trends, swipe files, resources, book summaries. I just introduced challenges, which is what we're going through right now in this video. There's courses that we have coaching. We've got a whole community of all kinds of different categories that you can go in. So you can see, like, there's one unread topic, because I'm in here like all day helping people out, but there's one unread topic. So when we're done here, I'm going to click on feedback, read this unread topic and help that person out. So it's super powerful. All right. So Steve, I was just trying to kill time. I didn't want to just be dead air. So I was like, oh, good time to talk about Alphapreneur. Steve said, building out an offer of, say, weight loss. So you want me to show you an example of that? That would actually take a lot of time to do. I would just recommend go back into the OFA challenge, especially in Alphapreneur. Go start with day 1 and just go through this and just follow all of the steps and follow all of the one pagers, and you will actually answer that question yourself. Because there's a million directions you could go of, like, just say weight loss, right? Thomas is already a happy paid member. Thank you so much. Steve says, or is that the funnel challenge? That's the actual funnel challenge, like going through the whole thing and like figuring it out on your own. That's it. Thomas has been a member for a year plus. Thank you so much, Thomas. Steve, like a case study of keto people. So yeah, Steve, if you haven't watched the previous days, what you're going to benefit from is actually going in and going through, starting with day 1 and getting caught up to day 5. You're kind of like, sounds like you might be coming in at like day 5, and a lot of stuff that I would be sharing with you would be stuff that was covered in like days 1, 2, 3, and 4. Quote says, take care, everyone. And yeah, that's pretty much a wrap, folks, for Friday, January 15th. So this is the completion of the first 5 days of the One Funnel Away Challenge. Again, I'm going to take off Saturday and Sunday this weekend, spend a lot of time with my family, and then I'll be back on Monday. Again, what I do is I'm going through the One Funnel Away Challenge myself. And as you just saw what I did today, this is what I'm doing every day for the One Funnel Away Challenge. So Monday, when we get back to it, I'm going to be on live in the One Funnel Away Challenge, not live with Russell, but I'm going to be watching as a student like you, going through the challenge. I'll be taking my notes, and then I'll be back at 1 p.m. Central, and I'll be going live every day next week at 1 p.m. Central time on this YouTube channel. So if you have not done so already, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel for Alphapreneur. If you're watching this within Alphapreneur and you're not on YouTube, just go to youtube.com/Alphapreneur. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on notifications. That way you'll never miss when I do go live. And once the One Funnel Away Challenge is over, I'm really starting to like get in the groove of going live now. Kind of backstory a little bit. In 2020, the beginning of 2020, when the coronavirus started, I've never been on camera. I've been doing this stuff for 22 years, never been on camera in my life. Always wanted to get on camera, but I was always terrified because I'm afraid of like what I look, how I sound, how my teeth look, like all that stuff. So I never did. But then when the coronavirus started, I started going live on YouTube and just said, screw it, I'm just going to do it. So I did, and I ended up loving every second of it. But then I took a break because I burned myself out. But now doing this One Funnel Away Challenge, I know we're only 5 days in, but I'm really starting to enjoy it again. So once this challenge is over, I'm already laying some foundation of what I'm going to do to continue going live every day once the challenge is over, just to go live on YouTube and just teach something. It might not be super long episodes like we're doing right now. I mean, I might go live and just teach something. It might only take 10, 15 minutes, but I want to keep going live every day because for those of you that take the time to show up live, as a community for Alphapreneur, I know these videos are going to help all of you. And then I'm going to take these videos, put them in Alphapreneur afterwards. And then once they're in Alphapreneur, then they're going to have their own page where they're going to sit forever in Alphapreneur, where then you can go in there and then like leave comments below the video. And I'm going to make sure that videos moving forward, once this challenge is over, they're going to be very actionable videos. So I'll probably have a whole video or a whole session talking about dog whistle copy. And then since it looked like some of you like that today, so I will have things like that where it'll be one specific thing that you can do to get results in your business and share that, put it in Alphapreneur so then we can all kind of talk on it together. Because you'll notice on YouTube, I have comments disabled on all these videos. You can be here on the live chat, but you can't leave comments after the fact because all the comments, that's what Alphapreneur is for. That's the community. So that is, homework is this. Watch the movie. Well, it's a documentary on Netflix, Social Dilemma. If you have not done so already, make sure you go do that. If you don't have Netflix, don't worry about it. But if you do have Netflix, unbelievable. Will change the way you think about social media. Steve says, I love your live stuff. You're the best. Thank you so much for being here. Thomas says, you look like a pro. I wish my teeth looked as good as yours. Thanks, Thomas. Appreciate it. Here's what I don't like about my teeth. I never got braces. Sorry, hit the microphone. Never got braces. And down here, my teeth just aren't straight. And I could get Invisalign and all that. I probably should. And then I won't be as self-conscious about it. But that's what really bothers me. But I just haven't done it yet. But it's not, that actually used to be like why I didn't want to go on camera, because I didn't like my teeth, especially my bottom teeth, because I feel like I talk with my bottom teeth. But anyway, that's just, I'm over it. So I'm just going live anyway, because I know it's going to help all of you anyway. So that's all that matters. Daryl says, I personally engage more with the live video than the recording. That's usually 1.5 playback speed. Awesome. Cool. Well, that's it, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being live. Thank you for interacting, giving me ratings. Thank you for all the 10s, for all the members that are here that rated Alphapreneur. I do appreciate it. You all help me out and keep me showing up every day. And me showing up every day, I know I'm doing this because I'm trying to help impact as many people in the world as I can to really just become successful entrepreneurs, and really, once you're a successful entrepreneur, to get whatever result it is you want in your life. So that's my mission. So thank you all for being here and kind of hold me accountable to keep showing up. And I will see you all live on, what was it? Monday, this upcoming Monday at 1 p.m. Central. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.